For my persuasive speech, I'm going to be tackling the topic of universal healthcare, specifically concerning the United States. Universal healthcare is defined as a healthcare system in which all residents of a particular country or region are assured access to healthcare. This means, regardless of who you are, where you come from, or how much money you have the right to medical care. Out of the 195 countries in the world, a little under 40 do not have universal healthcare systems. The United States is unfortunately a part of the under 40 group of countries. Janice Taine in the British Medical Journal in 2007 recorded that the American College of Physicians said that the United States needs a healthcare system that provides care for everyone. The college released this report to provoke a national discussion during the critical election year on how to make the U.S. the best performing healthcare system in the world. Our country's current pluralistic system without universal healthcare coverage is unacceptable and puts us behind other countries. It seems a little contradictory that through all of the boastings about being the greatest country ever, that we would fall so short when servicing our civilians with access to medical care. If the disgustingly unproportionate wealth distribution in this country has not gotten to you yet, maybe considering this particular shortcoming will. Lubloy in BMC Public Health this year mentions that in 2007, 62% of individual bankruptcy filings were related to medical costs due to injury and severe illness. So, the majority of people that had to file for bankruptcy had to do so because of completely unavoidable and unpredictable needs for medical care. These scenarios of not being able to afford insurance and having to choose between crippling debt or death as a result is not the things that were promised as a part of the American dream. So, what is the reaction to this unforgiving reality? Crowdfunding, it looks like. Lubloy, in the same article as previously mentioned, also states that 76 medical crowdfunding platforms operating worldwide had raised over $132 million as of October 2017, and that the number of health-related crowdfunding campaigns reached 13,633. In the United States, medical crowdfunding is considered to be a symptom of an adequate healthcare system. But without crowdfunding relief being provided, there would undoubtedly be a significant rise in the number of individuals filing for bankruptcy on account of the outrageous cost of medical care. But even crowdfunding has its drawbacks. Also stated by Lubloy, nevertheless, crowdfunding is a typical tool for obtaining one-off financing, and one-off funding is inadequate to finance chronic diseases and other lifelong health problems. Basically stating that if your situation is consistent or chronic or an issue that needs treatment rather than a cure, you would basically be out of luck in the American healthcare system as it stands currently. It confuses me to no end why, this day and age, we still do not have universal healthcare. It has been proven through the ACA or Affordable Health Care Act and its cost to the federal government that by avoiding enacting universal health care, we as a country are actually losing money. Moore mentions in the International Journal of the Academic Business World in 2018 that the ACA over a period of 10 years will reduce the deficit and its repeal would increase the deficit. This comes as a surprising fact. If the ACA can reduce the deficit, what opportunities to reduce our deficit even more do we have with universal health care? The financial achievement of the ACA could form a basis for those promoting universal health care to move another step farther in financial savings. Unfortunately, the Republican right-wing Freedom Caucus would prefer to prohibit or limit any government involvement in healthcare unless initiated by the states. So, if we could all harass our state representatives until they too believe everyone deserves healthcare, maybe universal healthcare could be obtained within this lifetime, because everyone deserves access to the medical care they need.